So assemble and take, I'm going to take the first part, flange, and you don't need to rotate this flange or translate the first, whatever be the first part, keep it as such, because it must be aligned with the default coordinate system, default planes. Then press OK. Then go for the second assembly. So which is the second part? Shaft. So go to assemble, then shaft, open, and now you can move the shaft, make it approximate to the assembled position. So if you closely observe, you can see there is a key slot here, and in the shaft also there is a key slot, and you need to assemble the key slot first. And all these rotating type circles which we can utilize to rotate the parts in different directions. So this is in the longitudinal direction, this rotation. This is in the transverse direction. So these things you can utilize to rotate one, and these arrows you can utilize to do the translatory motion. And if you want to complete, if you want to move the entire thing, you can use the center ball and you can move it. Sometimes if it is confusing, because right now there are planes, coordinate systems, axes, lot of things are in the screen, sometimes it will make a confusion. So you can go to this option and deselect all these, then it will make a simple one. So the confusions, there will be a lot of confusions you can avoid by unticking or disabling all these options. Okay. Next, first assemble the slot with the slot in the flange, and the default one is angle offset, because Creo will create default constraints. So change the default constraint to coincident, because we don't want the angle offset. So I change this into coincident. Similarly, the next one, I'm going to assemble this surface to this surface, and that's by default it is coincident. Then the last one, the only remaining moment is this moment. So select this face and show this face, and the default one created is distance constraint. Change the distance constraint into coincident constraint. So it is fully constrained. You can see the status is fully constrained. This is the expected one, and press OK. Next, I am going to assemble the key, and you can change the visualization to shading with edges. That will give you more clarity. And if you want to add key, this flange becomes, if the visualize, this will be very difficult to assemble with the flange and shaft. So you can hide the flange from here, right click and hide. So you can hide the flange. Now it is very easy to assemble the key to shaft. So go to assemble and take the key, open, and rotate the key. Then first this side to this side, this is coincident, and this side to this side, again distance constraint. Change the distance constraint to coincident constraint, and the last one, only remaining only one movement, that is this surface to this surface, coincident. Now the status is fully constrained. Okay. Now you can unhide your shaft so that you can see the complete assembly. Next, take the second flange, open, sorry, both are same. So this is the second flange, and rotate it to the approximate assembly position, and first I will assemble this edge. This edge, so it's coincident. Similarly, this face to this face. So this case, it is very difficult to select the slot, so I'm keeping it as such, and I will go to this flange and sorry, shaft and key. I will hide it, again select the flange part and edit definition, then I'll select this one to this surface. Is it coincident or 90° perpendicular? Because when you are attaching the keys, it must be 90° to the opposite shaft. So make it perpendicular. You can use angle offset or normal. So normal means this will be 90° to the first slot. If you closely observe, you can see this is 90° to the second one. Then this surface to this surface. So it's fully constrained. Clear? Clear? The next one, you can take the shaft and you hide the second flange, or sorry, the first flange. Otherwise it will make a difficulty in aligning. So go to the shaft, open, and rotate the shaft to now it is okay, almost correct with the aligned position. So just select this surface and this surface coincident, then select this surface and this surface, and the final one, this surface to this surface. Distance, change the distance constraint to coincident. Similarly, hide the first flange because we are going to assemble the key. Hide, assemble, take the key, first this side to this side coincident, and this side to this side coincident. The last one, this side, this face to this face, again coincident. So now if you unhide all the options, you can select and you can unhide. So this is the complete assembly. Then sorry, we forgot to assemble the bolt, nut and bolt. So we can go to assemble, again M20 bolt, then this surface to, this is very simple actually, this surface to this surface, and this face to this face, make it coincident. Okay, then assemble nut, this surface to this surface, then this face to this face, coincident. Do I need to do this procedure for all other holes? No, we can go for pattern because there is something called as a pattern. So go for bolt pattern, and we need an axis pattern. So change this to axis because we are going to revolve it. So we need to visualize the axis. So visualize the axis, then select this axis. Automatically the 4 patterns, that is 4 nuts, will be placed there, and press OK. There will be 4 nuts. The same thing can be repeated to nut also. Go for pattern and change the reference pattern to, don't forget to change the reference to axis because this will create confusion. So go to axis and select this axis. By default it is 490°, so we don't have to change anything. We can proceed with the default one. Press OK. So all the nut and bolt and the assembly in flange coupling, everything is complete. So save it. This is the first procedure to complete, and this cannot be directly used by the workers because for the workers we have to give the production drawing, but from the 3D model we can automatically create the production drawing or machine drawing. To do that, first save this and go to file and new. As usual, we will untick the use default template, but instead of part or assembly we will select a drawing. Clear? We'll select drawing, then we'll type flange coupling. Okay, then select empty with format. Format is actually the drawing sheet format, because when you draw the do the S3 machine drawing, you will type your name, sorry, you will write your name, exercise number. So there is a title block. That is what is called as a format. Each and every company, some companies they follow the standard format, some company they will create their own formats. If you want to create your own format, you can use the empty template, and one option is there. When we click the new option, a format creation option is also already with that window. So this case, for the exercise case, we will proceed with empty with the format and browse and select C format. That's what we are going to follow. So once again, file, new. Can you see the format option here? This is for creating new formats. This case, select drawing and type flange coupling. Then empty with format, browse C format, and press OK. So this is your drawing sheet. Okay. And with the help of notes, if you go to annotate, there is an option note. With the help of this note, you will write your name, exercise number, date, isometric projection, everything here. Okay. First of all, we need to place our front view, top view, side view, all those projection views. In order to do that, go to layout. There is one option, drawing models, but this icon is used to load the models. If you are operating, if you are creating a new drawing without any assembly or something, and the assembly is there actually, but it sometimes it will be in some different folder. That case you can use this model, but this case it's already loaded here. If you look into the model tree, you can see all the flange, shaft, and assembly, everything it is loaded. So you don't need to click this drawing models, but sometimes if it is not loaded, you need to use the drawing models to load the parts. Okay. So this case, go to general view, because general is used to create a view which means a projection. Maybe it's a front view or top view. So click the general and make it as a no combined state and press here. So it will create an isometric view by default. So you change this into front and apply. Clear? And we need a line drawing, wireframe model. So go to view display. This is actually view type. This is view display, and go to follow environment, change this into hidden and apply. Now it looks like a machine drawing. And one more thing, can you see it's little bit smaller when you compare with the drawing sheet. So you can change by adjusting the scale. So select the scale, and if you go to the custom scale, and I'm going to give 0.5 just to, yeah, it's okay. Is it okay? Now it is okay. So this is my front view, and press close. Now the projection views, suppose I want to create the side view, go to this, after selecting this view, go to the projection view. You can automatically create the side view. Okay. Similarly, if you want to create the top view, go to projection. This case top view and front view almost similar, but anyway we'll create one top view, projection, then this is the top view. Clear? And double click each view so that you can change the display to hidden. Similarly for this view also, view display, change this into hidden. Okay. Then suppose you want to move the scale, you can move it somewhere around here, or you can move it here. Wherever you want the scale to be displayed, you can move it there. And similarly, if you want to move this view, right now it is locked because that's due to the activation of lock view movement. So if you disable that lock view movement, you can move it wherever you want. Okay. Then go to annotate, because next we need to give dimensions, because when we give it to the worker, the dimensions must be given to the worker. So go to this dimension, and you can create the dimensions just by clicking and by pressing the mouse middle button. And similarly you can create a dimension here. It is very easy actually. Then similarly you can create the key dimension, and suppose you want to move the dimension, you can move it. And the width of the key, dimension, or you can click by clicking control, you can create a dimension between some points, between the 2 points, just similar to the sketching option. We can create the dimensions. Now after creating the dimension, you need a bill of materials or item list. So in order to create the item list, go to table. Here we will create a 3 into 2 table. This is because 3 into 2 means the first column is for the index 1 1 2 3, second column is for the item number, item name, that is part name, the third column is a quantity. And if you assign materials, you can also add one more column, the material, but this case we are not going to do any material thing. So to create automatically, otherwise you need to type it every time. To create automatically, go to repeat region. There is an option, repeat region. Go to repeat region and add, and you select this one, and similarly select the second one, because you need to show that the first column starts, first cell starts here and it ends here. Okay, and once you complete, then done, and you must select and you must ensure that all the columns are selected with the blue color. Can you see? All the columns are selected. If it is not there, we cannot assign repeat region there. In order to give the repeat region, to create the repeat region, click the first cell. So a pop-up menu will come. So go to RPT, because it says repeat, and click on index, because here I want to give the index. And similarly for the second one, go to assembly, member, and give the member name. Member, which means it's a part. Last one, go to the RPT and quantity. Okay, and if you want to change the thickness, if you want to change the length and thickness, right click and report parameters option, dimension options are there. With the help of those options, we can rearrange the length and width of the table. For this case, I'm just keeping it like that. And to create it automatically, just go and update this table. Just click on the update this table. It will automatically create the nut and bolt. Okay, but there is no quantity listed. To create the quantity, you can go to repeat region and select this attributes and select this area and go to no duplicates. And if you done return, quantity is not listing. Once again, repeat region, attributes, no duplicates, done return. And once again, I think something happened to the quantity. Once again, I want to check this